Please be seated. I want to start today by reading a poem. It goes, "I lent for you a while, a child of mine," he said, "for you to love the while he lives and mourn for when he's dead. It may be 6 or 7 years, or 22 or 3, but will you, till I call him back, take care of him for me? You'll bring his charms to gladden you, and should his stay be brief, you'll have his loving memories as solace for your grief. I cannot promise he will stay, since all from earth return, but there are lessons taught down there I want this child to learn. I've looked the wide world over in my search for teachers true, and from the thongs that crowd life's lane, I have chosen you. Now will you give him all your love, not think the labor vain, nor hate me when I come to call him back at home again. I fancy that I heard them say, Dear Lord, thy will be done. For all the joy a child will bring, the risk of grief we run. We'll shelter him with tenderness, we'll love him with while we may, and for the happiness we've known, forever grateful stay. But should the angels call for him much sooner than we planned, we'll brave the bitter grief that comes and try to understand. Good afternoon, everyone. Tracy said I had to introduce myself. I'm Morris Toughlin, uncle of Ryan, and I'm very honored to have been asked by the family to lead this program. On behalf of Brent and Debbie and family, I want to welcome you, everyone here today. Your love and support for the family is very much appreciated. And thank you today for joining us for a celebration of Ryan's life. Ryan Wayne Ferris was born June 8, 1986, and passed away peacefully in his home March 31st, 2015, at the age of 28. Ryan will be sadly missed, but forever remembered by his parents, Brent and Debbie, sister Tina, husband and Doug Yates, Tracy, husband Kevin McNeil, brother Colby Ferris and girlfriend Maggie, nieces George and Fitchett and boyfriend Ryan and Alexis Yates, nephews Austin and Dolan Yates, Madison, Brandon Scott, Josh and Cole McNeil, who Ryan nicknamed Carlos, his grandfather Ray Robidoux, many aunts, uncles, cousins, and numerous friends. Ryan is now joined with his Grandpa Mel, Grandpa Louise Ferris, Grandma Jean Robidoux, cousin Scott Furman, Tyler Coughlin, Chad Wells, and Carmen Willis. Ryan attended elementary school at Barry Balfour, junior high at Montrose School, and high school at the Composite High School. He has been employed with Catwalk Compressions for the last 6 years. He really enjoyed his work, and especially the people he worked with. In his younger years, Ryan enjoyed hockey, football, skateboarding, and he really loved snowboarding. And recently he had taken up snowmobiling. His favorite passion was to make you laugh, and he had a kind heart. Ryan's life was cut short, but he lived at the large. I would like to invite Tracy, Ryan's sister, come up and give the eulogy now.
Well, I guess if Ryan nicknamed Cole Carlos, Uncle Morris just nicknamed Mason Madison. Anybody? Hello, I am Ryan's sister. I must admit I always hoped one day I'd be standing up here in front of Ryan's family and friends emceeing his wedding. That's a far-fetched dream though, as Ryan was adamant he only ever wanted a wife for the night. My brother came into this world 3 weeks premature. It was a few days before his mom and dad could hold their little baby boy. Just as he came into this world, he left it prematurely. Being a preemie never slowed Ryan down. We lived on McNally land, adjacent to Triple L Trailer Court. He would run around in diapers, chasing the sheep, and one day we looked out the window, and a ram had turned on him, headbutting Ryan in his little diaper butt all the way down the lane. You'd think this would make him shy of animals, but not our Ryan. Heck, he was allergic to animals, but he had to have his beloved Zeus, even though it meant living on allergy meds to do so. When Ryan was 5, he would shimmy up onto the fence, waiting for one of the horses of Stevie McNally's. As soon as it was close, he would leap onto their back. Not every time was he successful. But that didn't deter him, he just tried again. This never quit attitude never wore off. When talking to Ryan's friends, they said Ryan was forever trying to do backflips off anything. He would try to backflip while snowboarding or off a back deck, again, not always succeeding. He would land on his head and get up with a smile and say, "I'm bound to land it one of these days, boys." On their houseboating trip, he managed to successfully land a backflip off the side of the boat. But in Ryan fashion, he didn't bother to look into the crystal clear water first. He flipped his way into some logs. When he came up, his back was all scratched up in the form of angel wings. He just laughed and said, "Hey, I finally got my wings." One day when he was young, he was over playing at the trailer court, and I'm sure he was beaking at the kids. They all piled up on Ryan and beat him up. As his dad came to his rescue, Ryan stood up from the bottom of the pile and yelled at them, "That's all you got, pussies?" Again, he would think Ryan would learn, but no. As a young boy, he would endlessly pick at his older brother Kobe, until eventually Kobe would turn and take a round out of him too. Mom would always give Kobe shit as he was bigger, while Ryan just smirked behind her. As the years went on, things didn't change. One time Kobe walked into a bar and there was a scuffle going on. So he watched for a bit, and when it all dispersed, he realized Ryan was at the bottom of that pile. He just stood up with a big shit-eating grin on his face, looking around happy. My mom was forever lecturing Ryan for one deserved thing or the other. Ryan would just listen for a bit with a smile on his face, then reach out and pat her on the head and say, "Well, aren't you just a little pile of miserable?" And he'd just walk away. You couldn't stay mad at Ryan. He was so charismatic. He always made you smile. Ryan took life in stride, never getting too worked up over anything. The kid never had a wallet and was forever losing his phone, driver's license, or keys. He would look for them for a bit, then just shrug it off and go get another one. He had more duplicate licenses than anyone I ever knew. In fact, we had to supply his license number to the funeral home and all we could find was a half of an old broken piece in his truck. It didn't have his picture, but the number was there. I could just hear Ryan saying, "See, Mom, there's no reason to get all worked up, I got this." And then Brent smiling in the background, sarcastically saying, "You always do, son, you always do." One time, Ryan booked a trip with his friends to Mexico. When they got to Edmonton Airport, Ryan produced his mangled up passport with no cover or nothing, and surprise, surprise, they wouldn't let him on the plane. Not too worked up, him and his friend Rainey, who stayed behind with him, just planned to fly out the next day. So off they went to the Passport Canada office expecting to get a new passport. They kind of laughed at him and said, you don't even have a birth certificate or a driver's license." He didn't get a passport. So being the good friend Ryan was, he paid for the extra cost for Rainey's ticket to take off to Mexico. Once he was booked, he called in another one of his famous mummy loans, and Brent and Mum flew him home. $3,500 trip to Edmonton. You see, with our parents, us kids never had to worry about getting too worked up, as we all knew no matter what situation we found ourselves in, they were always there to bail us out. My sister Tina and I always loved going to Mom's for coffee for the newest story. I remember pulling up and seeing Brent's back window of his truck was smashed out. Apparently, Ryan and his friends were out joyriding someone's quad. And when they were done, instead of returning it, they just decided to park it in Brent's garage. Brent heard him pull up, and after some colorful words, he settled in knowing he was stuck dealing with it. So Brent loaded it up, and while he was returning it to its rightful owner, the quad jarred forward, taking out Brent's back window. Oh no, I'm sure Ryan never apologized or thought twice about it. I think we can all agree Ryan lived life with no regrets. This other time, my mom got up to go to work and noticed a pair of ladies' shoes in the entry. She called Ryan at work asking, "Did you leave a girl in the basement?" Worry-free Ryan said, "Oh yeah, do you mind giving her a ride home?" Well, after a few colorful words later, Mom settled down knowing she was stuck dealing with it. So she said, "Okay, fine, what's her name?" "I don't know." Mom said, "What am I supposed to do? Just go downstairs and tap on her shoulders? Hey Monday, it's time to get up?" He just laughed and continued about his day. Oh yes, our parents were busy bailing us out. However, it just wasn't swept under the rug. Mama was forever giving us shit. Whenever she would lecture Ryan, he would just listen for a bit and say, "Good talk, good talk." In fact, it didn't matter who he was talking to, whether it was his niece Jordan or his friends. When he was done with the conversation, he just said, "Good talk, good talk." Every time I heard him say it, I couldn't help but laugh. Actually, there isn't a memory I have of Ryan that doesn't bring a smile to my face. That, in itself, is quite the legacy he's left behind for us. I'm sure there isn't a person in this crowd that can't help but smile when you think of the story of Ryan. Ryan wasn't a man of a lot of words, but famous for one-liners. When I first brought my stepson Cole out to my grandma and grandpa Ferris' 66th wedding anniversary, he was running around playing tag with my boys. Ryan was just sitting at the table, nice and quiet. Then looks up at us all and calmly says, "Hey, we brought Carlos." We spit our drinks out laughing as Cole has his beautiful dark skin, and forevermore, my family has called my stepson Carlos. Another one-liner story, snuck this in. Not Mom's favorite, but it cracks me up. So Colby asked Ryan to come down to the keg and meet his new girlfriend, Maggie. And her friend was with her. He said, "Is she hot?" Colby said, "Yeah, she's pregnant." "Perfect, I don't have to worry about knocking her up." He shows up at the keg and he goes downstairs and sits right beside her and says, "So, how far along are you?" Pickup line, I don't know. Cracks me up. Yes, Ryan was a great uncle, cousin, son, and brother. He always came to his niece and nephew's birthdays. He attended all the Mears girls and his buddy/second cousin Chris's grad. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter dinners, or whatever occasion arose, Ryan was there. He was also looking forward to standing up in his cousin Justin's upcoming wedding. He'll be there, Justin. We all knew Ryan liked to party, but his family can honestly say we were rarely witness to it. I would always offer him a beer or a drink, but mostly he just chose pop, as he would save his wobbly pops and left-handed cigarettes for his other family, his friends. Although Ryan always came to family functions, he was the first to leave, anxious to get to meet up with his friends. Ryan, having so many friends, had its advantages. Poor Brad Barstow has helped move my sister Tina and me a lot. We could always count on Ryan and Brad to give us a hand, and even Corey Winters sometimes too. Ryan would tease his brother-in-law Doug, as Doug would never measure up anything. They would have to take out a living room window or rig up some other way to get his stuff in. I had this old TV that weighed a ton, and I've also moved a ton. And each time Ryan got stuck with this TV. Every time he said, "That's it, I'm not moving that beast again." You may rest easy now, Ryan, as I have finally gotten rid of that TV. Ryan had many long-standing friends since junior high school, which he stayed close with. Barstow, Winters, the Jew, Boyd, Andre, and Billy were just a few of the many, many names we got to know. Ryan and his friends have created enough stories to last a lifetime. When we met at the funeral home, they asked if Ryan was married. I said he didn't have a wife, but he had in-laws. The Morgan family. Ryan and Billy have been best friends since kindergarten. Ryan became another son to Billy's parents, Cindy and Bill, and his sister Natasha, and later an uncle to Billy's daughter. Mom and Brett would plan their summer holidays around the Morgan cabin schedule. Ryan loved spending time out at their cabin, fishing and hunting. Every year, Billy would ask for Brent's work schedule, as our family would celebrate the day Brent had off, and Billy's family would plan the other day with Ryan. Ryan was blessed to have been loved by so many family and friends. He has also blessed us with a lifetime of memories. His life was short, but he lived it very large. Until we meet again, good talk, Ryan, good talk.
Thank you, Tracy. It's wonderful to see the large network of friends that Ryan had and how many lives he touched. I would like to invite Brad Barstow and Corey Winters to come up with a tribute to Ryan.
Hey everyone. I've had the honor of knowing Ryan for the past 15 years, although it's felt more like 30 for all the shenanigans we've put each other through. He may have been born Ryan Ferris, but most of us just called him Ferris, unless Kobe was around and he'd always perk up. I'm the only Ferris around here. But throughout the years, he acquired a few well-deserved nicknames, such as Master Splinter, for his uncanny abilities to master the skill of broken broom handle karate and Powder King, or just the ability to land some sketchy trick on snowboarding or skateboarding. The most recent one was Life Coach. All of his inspirational talks on the houseboat trip, which mostly consisted of "suck it up" or "I see your lips moving, but you're just coming off as stupid." But no matter what you called his beautiful soul, he always sorry. He was always the life of the room and always had a smart ass remark on the tip of his tongue. Life Coach had a heart of a warrior. It didn't matter if he was playing a high-level sport or just casual day of skateboarding, he always gave his all. It's very clear where he developed those traits from. Brent and Debbie, his parents. The two best roommates anybody could ask for. All of his boys always looked up to both of them like you were their own parents. Whether it was a ride to Nighthawk for a day of shredding or just a warm meal in the stomachs, you were always there for us. Words can't explain enough how grateful I am to have Ryan and his family in my life. Well, it's been a good talk, Ren. Until next time, I won't bore you with the details.
So I'm
not that good at this kind of thing, so I kind of made it short and sweet. Over the last few days, with thoughts of good times with me and Ryan, I've tried to think about the first time I met Ryan, but can't recall the day. It's been too long. There's so many memories over years, like rolling in the Jimmy with the boys, trying to find the next place we could all party. Or what we could do to fill in our time away from class. As you guys all know, we weren't there. I don't remember. I'm sure we were having fun though. For those of you who knew me and Ryan in our younger days, we had a personal competition with each other. It was as if we would push each other right to the limit until one of us cracked, and it was always me. But as the years passed, we realized our skills were much more effective when we were a team. It's incredible to see how many people he influenced and how many people loved him and how many people he knew. He was a great friend and an even better life coach. I will miss him dearly. My heart goes out to Brent and Debbie and the family. Thank you for blessing me with such a great friend. Thank you.
It's amazing to see how many lives Ryan's touched today. I've known him for a long time, and even today I'm blown away by how many people are here to support the family. It's amazing, amazing to see. When I first met Ryan, I was in high school, grade 10. We didn't have any classes together, but you didn't have to be in Ryan's class to know who Ryan was. Ryan had a special charisma, a personality that really resonated with people. It seemed like everyone seemed to know who Ryan was. He was never the type to shrug somebody off because he didn't know them. It was quite the opposite. In Ryan's eyes, they were just a friend he hadn't met yet. Over the years, Ryan and I became very close. We did just about everything together. Weeknights and weekends, hungover weekends, were spent playing countless hours of video games and raiding Debbie's cupboards. Most other nights, well, we can say they got a little hazy. Ryan loved to have a good time. I learned a lot about Ryan in the last 12 years that I've known him. Ryan had so many amazing qualities, but there seemed to be a few that Ryan just had. He was in a class of his own. Loyalty. Loyalty was a very strong value to Ryan. Very few people, I feel, valued it quite the way he did. To Ryan, his boys were his bros. And it didn't seem to matter what it was, from rides home, lending money, or back up when things got a little rowdy. Ryan had your back. Ryan also had an amazing sense of humor. He was always smiling and laughing, never shy to blurt out a witty one-liner or poke a little fun at a friend, but always kept it lighthearted. Your cheeks were usually laughing when you were done hanging out with Ryan. They hurt from laughing, sorry. And of course, his most infectious quality, that classic Ryan Ferris grin. I think everyone here has fallen victim to that smile at least once or twice in their lifetime. That smile, it was like he'd just gotten away with murder. Probably because he had. Again, Ryan's smile and his charisma got to people. You know, there was a reason he earned the name Life Coach. It might always not have been the best plan, but he made it seem like a really good one. Where am I? Ryan's smile, man. That smile, I don't know if it got us out of more trouble than it got us into. I had never figured that one out. There was times More than once, and I think Ryan's infectious personality was about the only thing saving us from a smack from our folks. I'm gonna miss him, man. All in all, Ryan lived his life to have a good time. He took things in stride and never let the stresses of life bring him down. He's always someone you could count on to pick you up when times got rough. I'm gonna miss all the joy and laughter he brought into this world and cherish every memory. Can't help but feel like maybe the universe had a plan for Ryan. Ryan was always the first guy at the party and the last guy to leave. And the only time he left early was to go to a better party. So Ryan, keep the beer cold for us, buddy, and the music pumping. We'll see you someday. Rest in paradise, brother.
Hi guys, Corey Winters here, Ryan's lifelong friend. I met Ryan when we were in grade 6 together, but we didn't go to school. I met Ryan chasing girls at Canada Games Arena during storm games. And back then he had a spiky long blonde hair, Nike tracksuit, disc man with a backhand strap. They claimed he had 3 girlfriends at the time. I was like, this guy's a little player, my buddy. We went there, we were out at Nighthawk ski area. He had his snowblades, always ripping around, and then we finally convinced him to go snowboarding. The next year after that, he was grade 7. He was at Harry Balfour, and all his boys were at Montrose. And then I don't know if he got kicked out halfway through, or finally convinced Brent and Debbie to let him come hang out with us boys at Montrose and join us hooligans there. But ever since then, we were inseparable, and we rode religiously for years and years. He was the only guy I went to summer school with and thought it was cool and high-fiving about that. First job together, we worked at Pizza Hut. Didn't last very long. After that was Ritz Cafe. Didn't last long. But we could always count on going to work for Debbie, helping her clean up her working business since we had beer money for the weekend. So that was always good. Ryan was one of the biggest, hardest kids I've ever met in my life, man. We spent a lot of days just sitting there crying until his arms drunk, doing stupid shit. But one of the biggest hearts I've ever met. I know he got it from his mom and dad, because no matter what we did growing up, they were one phone call away, and they were always there to bail us out. No matter what us kids did, they were always there, just like Ryan was for any of his friends. Always there no matter what. Like Jay said, loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. That's why all his boys rolled forever for so long. And I just want to say thank you to the whole Ferris family. Like, I know you guys aren't the biggest people out there, but you're solid people with biggest hearts and loyalest people I've ever met in my life. I love you guys. Thank you.
Came into this world in the blink of an eye. Oh man, how time really flies. It made me smile, and as a tear fell from my eye, you lit that room up, little guy. It was the best day of my life. Now I'll laugh with you, cry with you, let my love surround you, and I'll dance with you, pray for you, and wrap my arms around you when you cry, little guy. I'm gonna be you and wrap my arms around you when you cry, little guy. Now you're gonna grow older and wiser, and you're gonna chase your dreams, and one day raise a family, and you'll know just what I mean. Son, you mean the world to me. Now I'll laugh with you and cry with you and let my love surround you, and I'll dance with you, pray for you, and wrap my arms around you when you cry, little guy. I'm so glad you're mine, little guy.
I love this road that I travel, but they said you can't run from here. But no matter the chatter, I'll take the lead. These words that I hear loud and clear. Don't let them turn down your sparkle. Don't let them dull down your shine. Don't ever let anyone say that it's wrong when expressing yourself or singing your song. Hold on to your sparkle and shine. My grandpa said to his children, and they passed it on to me. Be true and be you in all that you do, and in time they'll see what you see. So don't let them turn down your sparkle. Don't let them dull down your shine. Don't ever let anyone say that it's wrong when expressing yourself or singing your song. Hold on to your sparkle and shine. Hold on to your sparkle and shine. To artists, you singers and dreamers, coming from all walks of life. You may get put down, but you'll come around, 'cause you all have that light in your eyes. Don't let them turn down your sparkle. Don't let them dull down your shine. Don't ever let anyone say that it's wrong when expressing yourself or singing your song. Hold on to your sparkle and shine. Hold on to your sparkle and shine. I hold on to my sparkle and shine.
When I got the news today, I didn't know what to say, so I just hung up the phone. I took a walk to clear my head, and this is where the walking led. Can't believe you're really gone. Don't feel like going home, so I'm gonna sit right here on the edge of this pier and watch the sunset disappear and drink a beer. Funny how the good ones go too soon, but the good Lord knows the reasons why, I guess. And sometimes a greater plan is kind of hard to understand. Right now it don't make sense. I can't make it all make sense, so I'm gonna sit right here on the edge of this field and watch the sunset disappear and drink a beer. So long, my friend, until we meet again. I'll remember you and all the times that we used to sit right here on the edge of this pier and watch the sunset disappear and drink a beer. Drink a beer. Drink a beer. Well, we grew up down by the railroad tracks, shooting BBs at old beer cans, choking on smoke from a Lucky Strike somebody lifted off of his old man. We were football funkies, southern rock junkies, cranking up the stereos, singing loud and proud. The gimme three steps, simple man anchored us low. We were big, you know. Got some discount knowledge at the junior college where we majored in beer and girls. It was all real funny till we ran out of money and they threw us out into the world. Yeah, the kids that thought they'd run this town ain't running much of anything. Just loving and loving and busting our asses, and we call that all living the dream. These are my people, this is where I come from. We're giving this life everything we've got and then some. It ain't always pretty, but it's real. It's the way we were made, wouldn't have it any other way. These are my people. Well, we take it all week on the chin with a grin till we make it to a Friday night. And it's church league softball, holler about a bad call, preacher breaking up the fight. Then later on at the Green Light Tavern, well, everybody's gathering as friends, and the beers are poured until Monday morning, and we start it all over again. And these are my people, this is where I come from. We're giving this life everything we've got and then some. It ain't always pretty, but it's real. It's the way we were made, wouldn't have it any other way. These are my people.
good Lord be with you down every road you roll. And may sunshine and happiness find you where you are. And may you grow to be proud, dignified and true. And do unto others as you have done to you. Be courageous and be brave, and in my heart you'll always stay forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young. May good fortune be with you, may your guiding light be strong. Build a stairway to heaven with a prince or a vagabond. And may you never love in vain, and in my heart you will remain forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young. And when you finally fly away, I'll be hoping that I served you well. For all the wisdom of a lifetime, no one can ever tell. But whatever road you choose, I'm right behind you, win or lose. Forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young.
We're on now. Brent, Debbie, and family, appreciate everyone's presence here today, and would like to make sure you've all signed a guest book. Please stay for a time of fellowship and luncheon. There'll be a brief committal outside and releasing of balloons.